All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into what has to be one of the most ambitious and, let's be real, controversial projects in robotics right now, Tesla's Optimus.
So that's the big promise, right? Straight from Tesla's CEO. And listen to that again. The claim isn't just that Optimus will be a hit. No, it's that it could be bigger, way bigger than their entire, multi-billion-dollar car business. I mean, just think about that for a second.
And then there's this, the target price, somewhere around 25,000 bucks. Now, that's not random. It's deliberately less than a car. The whole idea is to make this thing accessible to the mass market, right from the get-go.
So a robot for less than a car, you hear that and you gotta wonder, right? Is this the revolution we've been waiting for? Or is it, just a bit of tomfoolery? Behind all the crazy headlines and the ambitious price, what's actually real here? And what's just clever marketing? Let's dig in and find out.
Okay, first things first. To really get what Optimus is all about, you have to understand the sheer scale of the vision here. We're not just talking about some new cool gadget. For Tesla, this is about, well, completely reshaping our world and our entire economy. So the core idea they're selling is this future of abundance. The claim is that Optimus will take on all those dangerous, repetitive, and just plain boring jobs that, let's be honest, nobody really wants to do. And what's the end game? Well, the dream is a world where goods and services are super plentiful, easy for everyone to get. We're talking about something that could fundamentally change what work even means. So the big question is, how do you even begin to go from a wild idea like that to an actual walking, working robot? Well, for Tesla, the answer seems to be one thing: speed. And they're doing it by leveraging everything, and I mean everything, they've learned from building cars. I mean, just look at how fast this is moving. It's kind of staggering, really. Think about it. August 2021, it was literally a person in a robot suit on a stage. A year later, bam, they've got a clunky prototype walking by itself. And now we're seeing videos of a way more advanced version that can actually run? In the world of robotics, that kind of progress in that short a time, that's just wild. And when you look at the raw numbers, the progress really pops. So Gen 2 is way lighter. Why does that matter? Well, it means it's more efficient and, frankly, safer to have around people. It's also about 30% faster. But the real game changer here, it's the hands. They went from these, basic claws to hands with 11 degrees of freedom. That just means there are 11 different ways the joints can move, which lets it do really delicate, complex stuff. And this is the really crucial part. Tesla isn't starting from zero, not even close. They basically see this thing as a car on legs. They're taking their full self-driving AI, the one that's learned from billions of miles of real-world driving, and teaching it to walk around. They're using their top-notch battery tech to power it. And maybe the most important piece of all, they're planning to use their mass manufacturing muscle, the same know-how that let them pump out the Model 3, to build these things at a scale that nobody else in robotics is even dreaming about right now. Okay, so all this super fast progress brings us right to the heart of the debate about Optimus. Because, yeah, the demos look amazing, but in the robotics community, oh man, there is a huge argument raging about what's really going on behind the curtain. It all boils down to this one simple question. What can it actually do? Like, for real, on its own, right now? Forget the slick, edited videos for a second. What are its actual capabilities? And on the surface, the list of things we've seen it do is pretty impressive, right? We've seen the videos of it doing delicate stuff, like gently picking up an egg or sorting color blocks. We've seen it show off its balance by doing yoga poses. And maybe most importantly, we've seen it supposedly putting in shifts at Tesla's own factories. But a lot of robotics experts are jumping in to pour some serious cold water on all that hype. They'll point out that a lot of these tasks, like folding a shirt, are done with something called teleoperation. That's just a fancy way of saying there's a human with a controller somewhere pulling the strings. In fact, some experts have called these demos parlor tricks or even a scam. They argue that the robot's ability to think for itself is way, way behind what Tesla wants you to believe, and that it can't hold a candle to competitors like Boston Dynamics when it comes to raw agility. And look, this kind of skepticism isn't new. It's been attached to this project from day one. I mean, from the second a guy in a spandex suit walked on stage, people have been asking the same question. Is this a serious, game-changing engineering feat? Or is it just a brilliant piece of marketing to get everyone talking and attract the best engineers?
So you've got all these experts being super skeptical. What's Tesla's response? Well, they're not writing academic papers. They're doubling down on the one thing they do better than almost anybody on the planet: manufacturing, at an absolutely insane scale.
Okay, get ready for this number. The long-term goal isn't a few thousand or even 100,000. It's to build a factory that can turn out 10 million robots a year. 10 million. To put that into perspective for you, that's like 20 times the entire global market for industrial robots today. It's a number that's so big, it's honestly hard to wrap your head around.
So how in the world do they plan to get there? Well, the strategy is actually pretty clever. They're going to be their own first customer. The plan is to put thousands of these Optimus bots to work inside Tesla's own factories first. This lets them test everything, work out all the kinks, and prove that the robot is actually useful, all in their own backyard, long before you or I could ever buy one.
And they're not waiting around. The short-term goals are just as aggressive. They're talking about making up to 10,000 of these things in 2025. And then, just 1 year after that, scaling up to 50,000. I mean, if they hit those numbers, it would completely turn the entire robotics industry on its head. Which, of course, brings us to the biggest and maybe most important question of all. Let's just say Tesla pulls this off, even if they only partially succeed. What does a world with millions of these things walking around actually look like? What does that mean for us?
It really is the classic double-edged sword, isn't it? On the one hand, you have this utopian vision of abundance, safer workplaces, insane productivity, maybe an easier life for everyone. But on the other hand, you have the very real, kind of scary risk of mass job displacement, making wealth inequality even worse, and a whole bunch of new ethical problems that, frankly, we are not ready to deal with.
And if they do pull it off, the possibilities are just endless. I mean, try to imagine it. Robots stocking shelves at the grocery store, helping out nurses in hospitals, hauling heavy boxes in a warehouse, and yeah, eventually, maybe even doing chores in your own house. This isn't just about factories anymore. This is a technology that could change the very meaning of physical work.
So here we are, right back at the question we started with. But now we have a much clearer idea of just how massive the stakes are. Is this the real deal? The beginning of a fundamental transformation for all of us? A new age of abundance? Or is it just the most brilliant, high-stakes piece of tomfoolery, of technological theater that the world has ever seen? Whatever the answer turns out to be, it's probably going to define the next decade of tech.